Hello everybody, I'm Alfred. The video we're about to watch is the movie trailer for The Baby. So let's check it out. And this is I know there's a movie called Boss Baby and there is part 1 and part 2 of that, I believe, but this is just The Baby and this is a newer movie.
I'd like to go over your statement. The woman fell from the cliff, followed by the baby, which I caught like this. 2 police officers are dead, Natasha. A boulder had fallen on them.
You think I crushed them to death with a boulder?
I think there's something you're not telling me.
We'll have a fun time together, won't we? Yes.
So this already has a mysterious vibe to it. The plot, I like the way it's going with with the scary, with the thriller, so it's like something sinister is happening. So it's like the mother committed suicide, she walked off a cliff, for whatever reason. Then the baby crawled after the mother, which is something that I've never seen in a storyline before. But as the baby crawled, interestingly, and this is something about story writing, that would be a very tragic thing, for the baby to just crawl over and walk. Of course, we live in a day of abortions and all of that, but normally that would be a tragic thing, so the story written in such a way that she was able to catch the baby. But the question of why wasn't she able to help the mother, but of course, and then the issue of the police there, and a boulder being dropped on them, that brings in the topic of a third party, perhaps somebody that drove that, perhaps somebody even made the woman walk off the cliff and all of that. So there's other questions. Of course, I haven't seen this movie, it's not out yet, and I'm just seeing the trailer. This is my first time seeing the trailer, so this is just what's running through my mind as I'm seeing it.
What?
You can trust me with your baby.
This isn't my baby, Reese.
Well, it is.
Are you happy? I don't know. It's just a lot. All the time.
So she's now taking care of the baby, and it's like there's a lot of bad things that happen around the baby. So this is interesting.
Forever.
Let's pop him on the table. Just a routine checkup, dear.
Doesn't like anyone touching him.
You give him attachment tissues.
He bulldoze your life, destroy your relationships. And when he's got you to himself, he'll destroy you.
So it's kind of like it's a demon baby kind of situation. Let's see where this is going.
Gosh, they are wonderful, aren't they? Do you do skin on skin? The bodily connection between mother and child.
Amy's all sick. Have you smelled his head?
I have, thanks.
There's a lot to be said about the reason for this movie. I didn't say anything about the devil or the supernatural, but of course, in a way that is good that they did not reveal so much. So there's a lot of questions in one's mind as to what really happened. It doesn't do the terrible job that a lot of trailers do in revealing the beginning, the middle, and the end. So you're like, there are a lot of questions in your mind after you watch the trailer, and you're like, you want to know what happens. Let me check if Internet Movie Database has a synopsis, for it. So the baby, okay, so it's over here. Let's see if there's a synopsis. Let's see what the official synopsis says. Follow Natasha, who is furious that her closest friends are all having babies. But when she is unexpectedly landed with a baby of her own, her life dramatically implodes and twists her life into a surreal horror show. So it's good that so much is not said, and this is interesting. I'm seeing here series premiere, season 1, episode 1. So it's like it's a series, not even a movie. It's probably a series, not a movie, at least according to what is written here, so I'm not sure. But what is over here, it is okay, thriller series. So it's a series, not a movie. you know, and of course HBO Max. You know, how could I really miss that? But then again, HBO Max, I'm sure it must have movies. I'm not subscribed to any of this movie streaming platforms. You know, so that being said, you know, if you are watching this and you haven't given your life to Christ, make sure you go to alfred.vip, click the salvation prayer link in the main menu. When you are the page, you come out as a prayer of salvation. So that prayer telling God you want to give your life to Christ and become a Christian. Now, if you're a pastor, you know, I want you to know that your movie company is your drama department. That drama department of yours, that's your movie company. Your choir, you know, that's a music company. That's your music company, you know. Let the choir release albums. Let there be solo acts, you know, within the choir. Let them release albums. Not sure, you know, people in your congregation to be a part of spreading the gospel. Let them get active in working in pushing this gospel out there. Get them to join the choir. Get them to join the drama department. If you don't have a drama department, start one. You know, announce it that you're starting one. Call for, you know, just call for, so that you're calling for people. Let people come out, and then let pick who is going to be in charge. You know, let it start with making, you know, perhaps TikTok video, 1 minute TikTok videos, you know, but with messages that push for the gospel. You know, have dance groups, you know, with your church. Let them be a part. You know, let them make have several dance groups, you know, you know, create a dance department in your church. Let them have their TikTok, their YouTube channels, you know. Let them start ministering, and perhaps even going on tour with the choir when the choir starts touring, or solo acts within the choir starts touring, you know, from the music company. You know, you have to register a for-profit company, so you'll be able to do things that cannot be done ethically as a non-profit. So it is very important that you do that. So the music company, which is the choir, which, you know, which is built upon the back of the choir, the movie company, which is built upon the back of the drama department, you know, and, you know, the dance in and all of that, you know, even video game company, you know, let it all be under the for-profit that you register. You know, talk to your church members about it, talk to the church board about it, you know, let them know what you're planning to do, because you have to do a lot of things. You have to take the lead. And you as a pastor, you know, part of preaching sermons is preaching sermons through stories, through movies, through entertainment, you know, telling stories. If you leave it in the hands of Disney and all these people to train the kids, it's going to be disaster. And that is the problem with the church. We have left a lot of the forming of character, the teaching of virtue, the teaching of values to be done by the world. We have left it in the hands of the Disney, in the hands of the worldly school teachers. And we can see the boom of Antifa. You know, you can see all the people who go to school and they come out with purple hair, red hair, you know, all kinds of strange. They have become woke, and they have learnt everything, feminism, this, that, except how to be useful members of society, how to be successful in a profession, how to actually, you know, create a job, not just get a job, but, you know, be entrepreneurs, you know, in their field and all of that, in spite of the thousands upon thousands of dollars that they have spent on education, you know, and many of them are still in debt, yet they have nothing to show for it. It is sad, you know. So we have left all this work in the hands of the devil, and that is why there's so much chaos. We need to ensure that we are the ones at the head, you know. Schooling, as a matter of fact, you know, was once in the hands of the church. It was the church that was leading it. That's why we have a lot of Christian schools. When you go to even certain parts of the world, you know, when you see that a lot of the schools and hospitals have Christian names, like St. Peter's Hospital, or St. Mary's Primary School, or St. Mary's secondary school, you know, or one of those things, you know, because that was the church, you know, and Christianity pushing education. We don't do that now. We need to do that. We need to get to the forefront. We need to have schemes and plans. How do we get people in all the different regions, you know, so all the schools in every borough, in every neighborhood, on every street, you know, the students there are going to a Christian school. We need to flood the world with private Christian schools, you know, and online, you know, we have an opportunity to build a school where we can have millions of students all learning automatedly. So the Church of Jesus Christ has to be involved in doing this thing. We have to take the lead. If we do not, we leave all this space for the devil, and then we wonder why there are so many people who say they are gay. There are so many people who say they don't want to go to church. There are so many people who say they don't want prayer in schools and all of that, and they don't see the disadvantages and how it's destroying society and the fabric of, you know, so much that is going on. Look at families, look at how divorce rates are in the Western world. Half of marriages end in divorce, but it is not so in places that are predominantly Christian or Muslim. Why is that so? It is not so in Africa, it's not so in the Middle East, it is not so in the Philippines. You know, half of marriages don't end in divorce, but that is the way it is in the West. And many men don't even want to marry at all because of all this. You know, the virtues and the values of people is not Christian based, it's not Bible based. The Bible has gone out. So the source of true morals, the source of morals that have worked for civilization has been uprooted. So now people are now having their own truths. People having their own truth means their own definitions of right and wrong, their own concepts of right and wrong, their own morals. And that is a problem, because guess what? Adolf Hitler, in his own eyes, he was a good person. That was his own morals. According to his own morals, he was doing what was right. And that is the problem. A lot of serial killers, in their own morals, you know, because they are choosing their own morals, they are choosing their own definition of what is right and wrong. You know, you've seen some interviews where they justify what they do. They, from their own perspective, because they are creating their own truths and their own idea of what is right and wrong. You know, and that is something that is a formula for failure for any society or, you know, civilization. So that being said, you know, Christians, we must take the lead, we must take the charge and all that. Now, even if you are not a pastor, you know, you must be actively involved in preaching the gospel. Let's say, for example, you want to, you know, start your movie company, video game company, music company. You know, just start, take the first step. You know, don't bother with the money, and don't bother with thinking about, oh, I have to have this amount of money and all of that. You know, take the first step. When you take the first step, you can take a second and a third and a fourth and a fifth. You know, just, you have your cell phone, you know, get your friends, start shooting videos, you know, start doing something. You know, you have a computer, you know, you can just put together music, you know, start doing something, you know, start from there and you will grow. You know, you may fall many times, but if you fall, stand up. You know, you may fail many times, but if you fail, get back up. True failure is refusing to get back up, or not starting at all. That is, you know, the worst kind of failure, not starting at all. You know, go at it. Don't worry about failure, don't worry about what people think, don't worry about people seeing you fall. The fear of people seeing you fall or fail, you know, it's a great killer. You know, keep going at it. No matter how many times you fall, you know, get back up and go at it. And at the end of the year, you see yourself succeeding and doing great and mighty things for Christ. You know, that being said, let's go out listening to one of my songs. This is I Am On My Parole. You know, it's available on all streaming platforms. You know, you can search for me, Alfred, on all streaming platforms, or you could search for a name of my song, you know, like I'm On My Parole and Alfred, and put it in whatever streaming platform, you know, you use, whether Spotify, Apple, or whatever, you know, Deezer, whatever, and, you know, YouTube, whatever. You know, just put it and search, you know, my song will come out, and of course it will be posted by, you know, a link that links to more of my songs on that streaming platform. So let's check out I'm On My Parole.
I'm on my parole, parole, parole. I'm on my parole, parole, parole. I'm on my parole, parole, parole. I'm on my parole, 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 parole. I'm on my music parole. You can tell by the class, nobody mustachio. Old fashioned down to the toes. The shoes always clean just like a mirror. We'll see a speck of dust no matter how far I go. We'll see a tread out of place in the military inspection. Or dare I go bragging? Oh no, but it's known I'm the most humble man in the world. I spread respect, respect yourself. What you spread is what you get. Give your best, you get the best. Dress your best and people see the best. I'm on my parole, parole, parole. 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 Parole with a suit, parole with the swag, parole with a can, parole with the stash, parole with a hat, parole with the class, parole with a stash, parole with the fat. I'm on my parole, parole, parole. I'm on my parole, parole, parole. I'm on my parole, parole, parole. I'm on my parole, parole. Poirot, Poirot, Poirot. Families don't get my culture. The woman mustache and chivalry gun. Ha, talk about counterintuitive cause. They think I'm sexist for holding open the door. And some are saying she's not strong enough to open the door. Ha, I guess that's sure. What sons were doing when they heard open the king's door. But leave it to a families to still see oppression. I still pull out chairs, still for ladies fast. I still hold us, still have any post well. Still don't let families make me change myself. Still gon' paro even if no one else cares. I'm on my Perot, Perot, Perot. 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 Perot with a suit, Perot with the swag, Perot with a can, Perot with the stash, Perot with a hat, Perot with the class, Perot with a stash, Perot with the fast. I'm on my Perot, Perot, Perot. 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 Perot with a suit, Perot with a swag, Perot with a cane, Perot with the stash, Perot with the hat, Perot with the class, Perot with a stash, Perot with the fast. I'm on my Perot, Perot, Perot. 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 Poirot. Alfred.
So I believe you enjoyed that. So have a nice day and God bless you.